In today's episode, part 2 of the Idaho College Student Murders, we're going to delve into the details of Bryan Kohberger's past that might provide some insight into what kind of person he was, lead us to theorize as to why he may have committed these heinous, totally unprovoked murders. Was it misogyny? Was it psychopathy? Was it autism? I'll let you decide.
If ever your life could be a true crime podcast episode, then this podcast is for you. We're about to embark on a roller coaster of emotions, insights, survival, and stories about escape. So buckle up and let the journey begin.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back into the Escape Pod, a podcast about escaping all the things. Today, we're escaping a really heinous murderer. I'm Charity.
I'm KB.
What are you escaping today?
So this one's kind of funny. I'm escaping lately. Like being trendy, right? Like trendy clothes, like trying to keep up with the trends. I just don't, it's like I want to. I have a whole Pinterest of like really fabulous outfits that I would love, but it's like every time I try and get something, especially right now, because for some reason we've kind of got back to like the 90s. And I mean, even the baggy pants, right? Like the really wide leg jeans. I put them on and it's just like, what's happening here? Like it just, Anna loves it. She's like, oh, I love those pants on you, Mom. Because, you know, she's sweet and it's trendy. But I'm like, I just don't feel right in them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it's like, yeah, I'm just escaping. It's like, I want to dress nice. I want to look nice. But it's like sometimes keeping up with the trends just doesn't work for certain body types or certain ages, I feel like. Do you know what I mean? Like I got to figure it out my own way.
Just you do you. You've always done you really unique way. Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah. Sometimes I feel like it's like, I don't know what, like I said, when I try new trends, it's like, what is happening here? Nope. It's not going to work for me. Those are going to have to go back.
Fair.
Yeah. How about you? What are you escaping?
I'm just trying to escape managing a nonprofit. Whoever thought going into the nonprofit business was a good idea?
It's the hardest, I think.
Good God.
Running a business is hard.
Yes.
Running a nonprofit is even harder because essentially it is running a business with no money. Like you're having to constantly find ways to bring money in.
Are you ready to re-enter the workforce or find a career that actually fits? Or maybe you're an employer, tired of noisy platforms that miss the mark? Try Focus, a smarter hiring tool that helps you cut through the noise and focus on what matters. Visit focus.work today. That's FOQUS.WORK.
All right. So where we left off last time, they found the guy who did it. He was getting ready to go into trial. And then today we're going to dig into the what the defense did over the course of 2 years and like learn a lot about Bryan and see if it gives us any type of explanation into the murders of the 4 college students.
Can you imagine having to be a defense attorney for him?
Nope.
I could not.
No.
How hard was it for people to take? I just couldn't. No.
No. Gross. Okay. Yeah, there's jobs. I know my limitations. Okay. So Bryan's defense over the 2 years leading up to, or like since 2 years post-incident, repeatedly asked for more time before the trial. They were trying to dig up as much relevant history as possible, in my guess, in the hopes that it would play well with like a sympathetic jury. Good freaking luck. Self-defense, obviously out the window. But their job was to grasp at anything they thought could possibly help their client. So now he's pled guilty. There's not going to be a jury trial, so it was not a jury trial, which some believed was good for the survivors and the victims' families, but other family members wanted the jury to find him guilty and sentence him to death by firing squad. But they were angry because he got to accept a plea deal and forego a jury trial when their children's choices got taken away.
Right.
So the first thing they attempted in their effort to take capital punishment off the table was have Bryan evaluated by a neuropsychologist who claims he is on the autism spectrum. Although it is unclear if this is a new diagnosis or if Bryan had been diagnosed when younger, I couldn't find any clarity around that. Although this attempt was unsuccessful, he's now pled guilty on all counts. It wouldn't surprise me if the defense brought it up again in order to try to garner sympathy from jurors. But the judge already said that Bryan was super high functioning and that he saw no sign of being awkward or saw any indication that the defense may need to explain his behavior so that jurors could understand him better. So that he said, irrelevant. We're not going to go there.
Do you remember that? Do you remember that? My goodness, my voice. Do you remember that case that you covered a while back with the autistic kid?
Yes.
Yeah. And so, and he did, and he admitted to the homeless man in Colorado that he had killed. And that in and of itself was a disturbing story, and it's sad. And the kid very much was autistic. But I feel like, but I feel like that's not why he did what he did. The autism has nothing to do with it. And so when they bring that even into, they have the audacity to even bring that up in a case like this, I'm like, it's a moot point, I feel like. Because there's so many autistic children that are wonderful and adults that would never do something like this. Is a completely different thing. It's unrelated. Why even?
They're grasping at straws. Yeah.
Anyway.
I guess that was their job, but gross. Next thing they came up in his history deep dive was his diagnosis with a neurological disorder called VSS, visual snow syndrome. Have you ever heard of this?
No.
It's real. So like static on an old TV set?
Yeah, that's what I was envisioning.
It's like that. That's what you see. And it's often affiliated with like migraines, depression, anxiety, and disassociation.
Okay.
So it might be used to demonstrate that he was like on edge all the time due to the anxiety and being persistently annoyed by this VSS. My words, not the words of any expert. And maybe he just snapped.
Okay. So how does snapping and then pre-planning all these different trips to scope the house?
That was just a coincidence.
Oh, please. Please. Bitch, please.
He was also rumored to have been in a childhood car accident. But again, details about the accident, including what injuries and to what extent he was injured, are unclear.
Yeah.
It's assumed that the defense maybe tried to paint a picture of like they were desperate, underlying trauma of some sort to be partially responsible for his actions, like a traumatic brain injury or something. They didn't do a good job of that. It was also well documented that Bryan struggled with addiction as a teenager. He was a heroin addict, in fact, which surprised me. And this was according to his dad. And some old high school classmates went on the record discussing Bryan's drug use and offered their theories as to why he may have started using drugs in the first place. So according to several of these former classmates, Bryan had dreamt of becoming, you want to guess what profession he wanted to go into?
I was going to be funny and say the president of the United States. He wanted to be, maybe he wanted to be a cop. Maybe he wanted, okay.
Yep, police officer. And he was often bullied because of his weight. He was like heavy and socially awkward. He was also diagnosed with OCD and ADHD, which certainly does not make anybody's life easier. I'm sure everybody's crying for him right now. Bryan began a journey to lose weight that included kickboxing and running, and he ended up losing half his body weight. And he lost it so quickly, in fact, that he needed surgery to address the loose skin that often results from fast weight loss. One would think his confidence maybe would increase as a result, but that didn't seem to be what happened in his case. Former classmates say that when Bryan started losing the weight, he asserted himself as the alpha in the circles he ran in and became a bully himself. Payback.
Yeah.
A former colleague of his said he always wanted to be dominant physically and intellectually. And again, narcissism probably could be the reason for that there. He was also rumored to cut people down, and this is actually how he lost most of his friends. He also developed an eating disorder that left him hospitalized on at least one occasion. And all of these things together, rather than making him happier and more comfortable in his own skin, seemed to only make him more aggressive. And he continued to alienate his friends because he would push them too far with his incessant need to exert dominance or superiority over them. He lost all the friends, and like that pushed him to hang with the drug crowd because no one else would take him.
They probably didn't even want him either.
Probably not. Sounds like the drug use escalated to full-on addiction and that Bryan tried to kick the addiction several times, but then would get back into it because of his desperate need to fit in. Effed up fact, the VSS I mentioned is often a side effect of heroin use. So I doubt any jury would have felt very sorry for him. Bryan spent some time in rehab. He eventually got clean. Afterward, he decided to focus on all his energy on studying criminology. He was so traumatized in high school over the weight issues, but so do millions of other people, and they don't brutally murder a house full of people for no apparent reason.
Right.
But again, this is all through the lens of his defense team. His defense team also tried to cast doubt on the DNA evidence by saying that a statistically probable the statistical probability of a match is not an absolute match, connecting it to the fact that no DNA evidence was found in Bryan's home or car.
Right, because
remember what I said about his car?
He cleaned it so meticulous. He had like 20 detailers clean the heck out of that thing.
His apartment was the same way.
Yeah.
I mean,
that right there is over the top. Yeah.
Before the guilty plea, the defense was also likely going to try to get the jury to focus its attention on the 2 DNA profiles detected at the scene that had not been identified. Anything to cast a reasonable doubt. But some of that DNA was found on a handrail in the house, and other was discovered on a glove. And both were blood related. But mind you, this was the house to party at. So the number of people in and out of this house was probably pretty high. So I don't think they were going to gain any ground with that. Now for the web detective theories on why. What might Bryan's motivation have been for slaughtering innocent, beautiful college students full of life and potential? So, 1, was he trying to enact revenge for being overlooked by the girls in high school and college? Was he the stereotypical narcissist psychopath trying to commit the perfect crime so he could be a superior criminologist? That's my guess. Or was this all a plan to increase his self-worth? I don't think I said that right. Was this all a plan to increase his perceived self-worth? Was he doing it to try to get into the mind of a criminal and then decided to have a go at it himself? I learned that he also was kicked loose from a school police team in high school because of repeated concerns brought forth by female students about his creepy behavior towards women. He even spent some of his senior year of high school studying at home as a result of that. So was it revenge against all the girls?
I feel like it's 2 birds with 1 stone.
Maybe.
I feel like it's the first 2 that you said. Like, it's that revenge. Because when you showed me the picture, and those will be in the resources for you guys to look at, but when you showed me the picture of these girls, like they are, that whole crew, like I think I had said in the last episode, like they're, my generation was like 90210 or like Melrose Place. Yeah, they're beautiful. And they look like that typical popular crew. Yeah. And so I could see him going after them for that reason, as that revenge from that past hurt and trauma from maybe kids giving him, teasing him. Yeah. And then also, like as a learning experience, like, can I do this? Can I pull this off?
Rejection is part of life.
Yeah.
We need to teach our kids that at a younger age.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not blaming his parents in this case, I promise, but Lord.
Well, how many of us went through different things in high school that were hurtful? People say stuff to you and it sticks. It kind of almost, it's like you, in that moment, you're like, oh yeah, I am chubby or I'm ugly or I'm whatever. Kids are mean.
Yeah.
And high school kids, I think middle school kids are the worst, but, sorry, middle school kids, but they're kind of going through all the
things. I hope
things.
Middle school kids are not listening to this podcast.
I hope, do not be listening to this, but it's, kids are mean and we do have to kind of learn. But I think my parents didn't necessarily tell me how to like brush it off, but I had to kind of figure that out for myself, and I'm still okay. I didn't hold it into waiting for revenge, a time when I could strike back in any way, shape, or form. Right? No.
No.
So
No.
he doesn't get to use that as an excuse either.
No. But, I mean, that could be one theory. And then going back to that study he executed in grad school. Do you remember that? Mm-hmm. Okay. I was wondering if he was maybe simply trying to gather intel or preparing to go down that path, like, or was he even aware of it? Like, did he, who knows? He's clearly interested in that line of thinking.
Yeah.
But it's believed that Maddie was the primary target. This was her bedroom where he went first. And like BTK did with his victims, he studied her comings and goings in preparation for his plan. So many people theorize that the others were just collateral damage.
I think so too.
There's another online theory that it was someone from the fraternity behind the girls' house that committed the murders, and that Bryan, unaware of this, just happened to be obsessed with Maddie and had begun following her, which is also not okay. But at least for me, with everything else we found, the sheath,
Yeah, I'm not
circumstantial or no, the theory, it just doesn't add up. And Bryan, if the superiority complex is accurate, which
it sounds
like it, I can't imagine a world in which he'd plead guilty if he didn't have to.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. He tried to defend himself, possibly like his hero Ted Bundy or something, and try to get out of it with his superior intellect. At least that's what would make sense to me.
Yeah. I agree with you.
The theory that makes the most sense to me overall, though, is where Bryan, in order to establish dominance as a superior human, was planning on entering into that lifestyle, becoming a serial killer possibly. Maddie was his first target. He knew Kaylee had just moved out and so went to possibly sexually assault Maddie and then kill her, knowing that she was the only one up on the third floor. And then got completely discombobulated when he discovered Kaylee sleeping there. That may, as some believe, be why he left the sheath. Because remember, like, this guy had OCD. He was disinclined to make a mistake like that, right? Mm-hmm. He didn't count on the dog to make noise in the room across the hall.
It's like he thought of everything.
Except for
the sheath.
this.
Yeah.
Yep. He didn't plan for Xana to still be up having food delivered at 4:12 in the morning. So when he heard her as he was trying to leave, she may have been collateral damage. And he hadn't accounted for Xana's boyfriend to be staying the night, possibly because he was so fixated on studying Maddie's comings and goings.
Yep.
And based on his porn viewing history,
Yeah.
yes.
See, and that's not a shocker to me.
You're not shocked?
No.
Of course you're not shocked.
But I'm like, that dang porn industry causes more problems.
Disgusting. It's believed by some that he enacted his plan with the intention of sexually assaulting Maddie before killing her. Mm-hmm. But again,
He couldn't because
Kaylee was there,
Yep.
threw his plans off. Some also theorize that he did all of this to impress Dr. Ramsland, that professor who he studied under at DeSalles, who had interviewed Dennis Rader. It's reported that he idolized her, and some theorize that he felt this was a way to get closer to her, to like give her some insight. You know, maybe then he'd be pegged as that brilliant criminologist instead of an experienced murder and criminal mastermind. You know what I mean? Like a way to become renowned in the industry or something like she was. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then back to incels. We've talked a lot about incels. You know, I found nothing in the reporting to suggest he was part of this movement, but it still fits.
Yeah. With his, like, intense
Dislike.
Yeah, dislike of.
disrespect.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It does fit.
Yeah.
It's like a multi-level problem with this guy.
Yeah.
Like he's got lots of not good things going on.
So he pled guilty, waived his right to an appeal. He is now in prison and
Forever?
forever. Yeah, no, he's in there for life, but not death by firing squad. And honestly,
I feel like that would have been not to be crude, but, and I don't know a whole lot about prison. I know enough to know that it's not where you want to be. Mm-hmm. And I just feel like,
especially for someone who's intellectually superior.
well, that and to be in there at his age, he's new meat for, I think prison is probably pretty close to.
You mean life in prison?
Yeah, life in prison.
The better punishment than death?
Well, it's like hell on earth, I feel like.
Yeah.
Because terrible
He's not
things
going to
happen
be
in
an
there.
alpha there.
No,
No, ma'am.
And so that's where I'm like, I feel like death by firing squad would have been a
Kind.
yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
So
I agree. But again,
I get it.
families of the victims
I get it. Yeah.
Some of them feel differently, and I can absolutely respect that too. I know I don't want to be the one making these decisions.
Nope.
But I don't know. It's just disgusting.
Well,
so that's that on that.
well, I'm glad that it's not an open case.
Yeah.
And that at least those families have, even though there's never going to be a good reason as to why this kind of stuff happens, at least they're not left wondering, like it's not an unsolved mystery.
I just think at some point as a defense attorney, you have got to say, I'm just not even going to try to grasp at straws here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it just makes me look like a jackass.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's try this. Let's try that. Let's make the jury sympathetic.
Nope.
Cast reasonable doubt on evidence if you can. But I'm trying to paint somebody who did that as a sympathetic character.
No.
Just no. And this is very different. I mean, we've covered cases where people are convicted, sentenced to death row on no physical evidence.
Yeah.
Like, how does that happen? Like, it's the whole legal system criminal justice system just blows my mind.
It does, and that's a good way to say it, because it's like it has a place. We need the criminal justice
When it
system.
works, it's pretty cool.
When it
Like
works
in
as
his
it's
case,
designed. Yes.
It was quick. Justice was served.
Yep. Yeah.
One way or the other. He's never getting out.
Yep.
And he's probably being abused in prison, and I do not shed one single tear for him.
No.
I have a lot of compassion for people, but nope, not this guy.
No. I agree.
So anyway,
Well,
so we finally got through it. I'm so sorry to do that to you.
Are you looking for an early morning boost or that midday pick-me-up? Check out the Homebrew Coffee Shop, a coffee shop with a cause on the One Heart campus. At Homebrew, you'll find hope for a home in every cup. It's home to delicious coffee, sweet treats, breakfast, and lunch items. It's a great place to meet friends or host small group meetings. Homebrew is located at 201 Kansas City Street in Rapid City. Open Monday through Friday from 6:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. We'll see you there.
Well, do you want to tell me what you're escaping to now that we're closing the story on that one?
Well, for me, a 3-day weekend. That's going to try to reframe my mental health and my sleep and all the things. Have you ever gone to Hairball?
Oh, yes, I have.
Okay. We're doing that Saturday with some friends, and it is a good time because we turned my husband into a monster last year.
Yes.
I tell you about that in the leather pants.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this year I got him real leather pants, like.
Oh, yeah. He thinks we
guy's
talked
leather
about
pants.
those
Yes.
on his episode.
Yes.
And you could see him light up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's stoked.
So now he's going to be strutting around Deadwood, and I will admit, it's like pretty freaking good. So it's going to be a whole new level. So Carrie and Jason, watch out because Tim is going to be turned loose on Deadwood.
Oh, my.
So it'll be a good time.
Well, good.
A lot of laughs and just, yeah.
Well,
I'm not like a big drinker or anything. So, but the music and my friends and
It is. It's fun. It's a fun event, and the show is good.
and we're staying up there, so I don't have to worry about. I just don't like driving in the dark anymore.
Same. And when it's the concerts.
If I hit a deer, I'm gonna just
Oh, I know. Lose it on multiple
fall.
levels.
Yeah.
But like the concerts always would have burned because we were talking about going to Cody Jinks up there. And I'm like, well, what time does the concert start? And he's all 8. And I'm like,
That's my
I'm like,
bedtime.
that's like an hour before I literally turn
Right?
into a pumpkin.
Think about that. Hairball, who it's catering to, is 50-year-olds.
I'm like, it should start at 6 and be served with a light dinner.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And then I'd be okay if it goes on for 2 hours. Then we can drive home, even if it's dark. I don't feel like we're not tired. Anyway, it's better.
Yeah.
But no, so the concert they always start at like 8, 9 o'clock.
I know.
So staying up there, that's why I told him, I'm like, if we go, we got to stay up there because I don't want to drive back. Same reasons, because we're going to be tired, and I don't want to risk running into any deer.
No.
So
Well, no, I thought I learned my lesson like after all the Sturgis stuff and going to back-to-back concerts in Sturgis.
yeah,
I was so tired and sick and just off after all of that. Like, although I will say Disturbed was fantastic in concert.
Yeah.
That was great. Worth seeing.
Yeah.
Won't do it again. And then here I'm going to Hairball, but it's a Saturday. It's not a weekday.
Yeah.
You know,
Which
those
does help.
concerts were Tuesday, like a Monday and a Tuesday, or Tuesday and a Wednesday or something. And I'm like, and I still have work to do. I can't really take the time off. So
Yeah.
I'm just not going to sleep. That's probably what I'm paying for now. It's like karma or something.
Oh,
All right, you want to go party? Then
let's do it.
let's do it. Anyway, that's what I'm going to be doing.
Yeah.
How about you?
I am doing probably boring stuff. We've got, well, I shouldn't
Then
say
make
that.
something up.
It's well, we're always jam packed. So like I have, I think so. Izzy's participating in like a little basketball thing, and so we've got a couple games scheduled and stuff like that. So it's just running around. That's kind of my life right now. I'm just really in the middle of very much being a mom and coming and going for sports events and school events and taking them and friends and whatever. I should get a minivan, I feel like, or a small bus. So, but yeah, that's the kind of stuff that we're
KB's beep
doing.
beep.
Yep. Beep, beep.
Yeah.
Woot, woot. Get in. Let's go.
Well, my friend, shall we wrap it up?
Absolutely. Well,
Okay.
thank you guys for tuning in. We truly appreciate each and every one of you.
We do.
We do. If you like what you heard today, please share it with a friend who you think might enjoy it. Be sure to follow, subscribe, like our posts. Every little bit of it helps. Comment.
Did you see we got a new listener today?
Yeah, I did.
see
I was
it, yeah.
super excited.
I was like,
So-
you can just see this spike. It means they're downloading like
Yeah.
the library. I'm like, yes.
Yes.
So thank you, whoever you are. We appreciate you. But this is one of those podcasts, and there are not many of them that I'm aware of where you are actually like, you're listening. It's for those of you who are, I mean, true crime is a huge thing.
Mm-hmm.
People study it. It educates it. And I don't know if it, well, like,
It does entertain. I think that there's a shock and
entertain
awe.
in a way, but like these valuable lessons. Like I still think about me chasing the
Yeah.
guy down on the sidewalk to save the girl, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know if I would have done that pre-consuming a bunch of true crime stuff. I don't know. You never know, but I think and then you hear stories on other podcasts of like listeners who that lesson saved them in a situation.
Yeah.
Someone was tailing them. So, someone was stalking them or whatever, and they knew how to navigate that because of these things. So I don't know. I mean, it can make a difference, but listening to our podcast also supports people on the One Heart campus who are transforming their lives. We get people that have been victims of human trafficking, victims of domestic violence, just victims of poverty, and having to make no good choices to draw from, and they completely transform their lives and become stable, productive members of society. It is just really, really beautiful. So if you want to be part of that, please do.
Yeah.
Consider becoming a patron. You can do that at escapepod.live. $2 a month, $5 a month, $10 a month. Like little peanuts will actually help continue to foster this change. You can connect with us on socials. I think KB and Kate do that. I don't touch them, but they'll tell me if I need to know anything.
Yeah.
You can send your thoughts on an episode. Maybe, hey, what have you thought of researching this topic? Send those to justbecause@escapepod.live, or you can send your personal story of escape to us at escapeartist@escapepod.live.
Yes. So that's a wrap on this episode. I keep doing that. Let me start over. That's a wrap on this episode of the Escape Pod. Remember, trauma is inevitable, but how you grapple with it is optional. So stay resilient.
And keep laughing. Bye, everybody.
Bye.